Hey, welcome to my channel. I have Zoro here. I wanted to do a kind of catch-up or check-in for the books that I have read this year. So I did a video previously all about the books I've read January to April. So these are the books that I've read since then. And right now it is mid-October. I'll go in the order from the first book I read to the book that I'm currently reading. So the first one, A Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars.
I also took this book out from the library that I love. It's not something that you kind of read. You can kind of read front to back. You can just open it up and choose which section. But I found it interesting. It's something that I might want to just purchase myself just to have for reference. Sections about different animals and kind of rituals and things you can do with them. That was Trixie. Here's Trixie. Say hi. Are you a familiar? Let's see the bird section. Do we have a bird section? Chapter 12. She's trying to drink my water. Dog familiars, horse familiars. Here we go, bird familiars. I like this. Train your bird to repeat positive affirmations. What do you want to learn? What it means when you see a hawk and owls and seabirds, seagulls. Super interesting. Even frogs. They're so cute. So I won't be counting this book as one of the ones that I read, but I did read it. And even though it won't be going in my total, because I didn't read it like front to back, I just kind of picked in little pieces that I wanted to read. It was fun. It was interesting.
On my Goodreads, I gave this a 4 out of 5. I think that it was a good book. It was nothing too new or different, nothing I didn't really know, but this is a topic that I'm really familiar with and I feel like an expert in. I do think it was a good book. I definitely would recommend it if this is something that you are curious about or would like to learn more about. The next book was The Manor of Dreams. I don't have this book. I took it out from the library, my local library, so I've returned it a long time ago. I didn't hate this book, but I didn't like it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It didn't really stick with me. I was a little bored throughout some parts, although some parts I did really enjoy. I think maybe I just didn't identify much with the characters, or there was something that just kept me from really being involved in the story. I also think maybe I was expecting something different going into reading this, so since it didn't meet my expectations, I thought it would be a little darker. And I will say that I enjoyed more the end of the book. It took me a while to get into it, but I think a 3 out of 5 is pretty accurate rating for me. Next up was How to Giggle, a guide to taking life less seriously. And I love all my Bravo shows, and this was written by 2 former Bravo stars that were on Summer House. I do listen to their podcast, Giggly Squad, so nothing in this book was surprising or different if you listen to all the episodes of Giggly Squad, but I still really liked the book. It was a super quick read. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Next up was the new Stephen King book, Never Flinch. This was the 4th book with this character Holly, and this is the first time I've read anything with Stephen King's character Holly, so I have no idea what the other books were, and I don't think I needed to. You can just jump in whenever. I enjoyed this, but I didn't love it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Next up was a 5 out of 5 for me, which was the book by Mark from Blink-182. Blink-182 was one of my favorite bands when I was maybe 10 to 12. In that age range, I was obsessed with them. And if you are a fan of Blink-182 or even just any punk or pop punk during the 90s or early 2000s, I definitely recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of memories coming up. It made me want to watch skate videos, and I really, really enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun to read. Next up was a book about Beatrix Potter, who I absolutely love. I loved the artwork and the stories about her life. If Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit, those stories are something that interests you, I do recommend this book. Next, I finally finished A Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It took me maybe 4 months to finish this book, and that's not because I didn't enjoy it. I really did like it, but I was reading other books while I was reading this one, and I stopped for a few weeks at a time and then returned to this book just because I had this on my Kindle, and other books that I were reading was from the library, and I had to return them, so I had to finish them so I could return them. So this book got pushed back all the time. I'm definitely looking forward to reading the next in the series, and I haven't started yet, but I am looking forward to. I gave this a 5 out of 5. Next up, another one of my Bravo celebrities, Sheena Shea, her book. I had to read this one. I mean, it wasn't that good, but if you're a fan of Vanderpump, I feel like you just have to read it. I gave it a 3 out of 5, but it probably should have been a 2 out of 5. I definitely enjoy Stassi's books way more than Sheena's. I don't think I've read any other books by anyone else from Vanderpump. Then I read another witchy book, which was similar to the very first one about familiars, but this was called Natural Magic. I gave this a 3 out of 5, although I do think it is a good book. There was nothing too new to me. It was all kind of basic, but it is a really great place to start if it's something that you want to get into. Another 5 out of 5 for Winterset Hollow. I really enjoyed this book. It was fun, it was different, it kept me wanting to read. It was a page turner. There were a lot of unexpected things happening. I didn't know which direction it was going to go. Lots of surprises, twists, and turns. I really enjoyed it. Then another witchy book, Wealth Witchery. I gave this a 3 out of 5. It was good, nothing great, but it was still a good book. Basic manifesting with some actionable rituals, tools, things that you can use to manifest money into your life. I gave House of the Beast a 4 out of 5. This felt more like a young adult book or a teen book, which I'm not sure if it is or not considered that. I would probably honestly give it a 3.5 out of 5 if that was an option on Goodreads. I did enjoy it, but it didn't wow me. I really liked the artwork in the book, the little illustrations and the cover. The story was interesting and unique, but it didn't leave me wanting more. Next, I read Into Deep, which is all about Canadian punk bands, and this book I read because I previously read the book about Blink-182, so I was really excited to read more about that world. And one of my all-time favorite bands, Billy Talent, has a whole chapter in this book, so it was a must-read for me. It again brought up a lot of memories and made me go back and listen to a lot of these songs. There were some bands that I didn't know anything about, so it was interesting in how they all are kind of intertwined with each other in the music world. If you're into this music and if you're Canadian, a must read. There's even a playlist on Spotify created to go along with this book, which I thought was pretty cool. This one was a 5 out of 5 for me. Then I read The Hounding. This was probably my least favorite book of the year. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I feel like nothing really happened. It was unsatisfying at the end. I was waiting for something to happen and nothing ever really did. It's a shorter book. It was a quick read, but I thought it was kind of boring. Next was Karen Slaughter's new book, We Are All Guilty Here. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And this is the first book in a new series, and I will be reading the next ones. Then I read The Housemaid. I've been wanting to read this, and now that the movie's coming out in December, I definitely wanted to make sure that I read it before the movie. I felt it was kind of slow in the beginning, but the ending made it worth the wait in the beginning. I always wanted to keep reading, finding out what would happen, where the story was going. And I'm currently reading the second Housemaid book in the series. There are 3 altogether, so I'm reading the second one right now. I have about an hour left on this one. I did enjoy the first one better, but things are going down right now in the second one, so I'm sure there's more twists to come. So I'll update you again at the end of December or January to go over all the books that I have read this year. Let me know what you thought of any of these books in the comments, or what was your favorite book of this year so far. But for now, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!